What a way to start the stream. A little bit of slip of the language and totally took that the wrong direction. Hey, good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. Hope everybody is doing well. Thank you so much for coming in today. Today's going to be a lot of looking at pictures and talking about something we've talked about in the past. Actually, tried to get somebody that I had worked with, and they came into chat and we talked a little bit about some of the stuff that they do. But this is coin art. And we're going to kind of go through some different images, talk about what are you seeing, kind of the artistry that you got there, the history of things like hobo nickels and stuff like that. And we're going to kind of talk a little bit about, is it real, is it not real, some of the things you might want to look for, reading the listings, how to connect to certain organizations that will do things like the hobo nickels, or the different art groups, the old ones versus the new ones. So there's going to be a lot of conversation today over this type of series. This is something that you guys said you wanted to see yesterday, so we went ahead and put some photos together for you. But before I do that, let's go ahead and do our little nicety thing. Say hi to everybody. Hope everybody is well. David Carlisle, what's going on? How you doing? It's so good to see you. Thank you so much for dropping the 4,000 hand waving emojis this morning before the chat started. I appreciate you. Well, you know, you want to get that number one, that little trophy thing, right? So you you get up there and you say hi to everybody. I want to say hi to Siren. Siren's already in the other one, directing people over to where they need to go, and I greatly appreciate you, Siren, for doing that. Thank you so much. And again, looking at Mike Nodelman is here. If you guys missed it, they had a great Coin Show podcast yesterday. Just general chit chat, talking about some fun stuff. It was a lot of fun. If you haven't already seen that, make sure you go over and get that checked out. And then we had some fun yesterday about Bohemian Silver. I got to go hang out with Check Stacker yesterday, and I'm going to show you guys something really quick. So if you guys seen the short little, it was like a 5-minute live stream. It was very quick, just kind of introduce people to the idea and go over something called the hammer die, right? To be able to hammer anvil and smack it and see the collars and stuff. Well, I got to do that with Check Stacker. He had the entire set put together, and I was able to connect with him and interview him and stuff. That all that information is going to come across on his channel. But what I was able to do is actually use that little hammer die and strike some planchets. And whoops, that's the wrong one. That's the other one. Let's go click on this one. There we go. And there's a couple things there. Now the strike isn't very good, and again, you have the light from this. Unfortunately, it's going to be very reflective because of the type of metal that was used, and etc. But I got to use a created die, and you can see that it's been struck. It's not struck very cleanly, and he talked a lot about striking the coin and the position of the hammer when it hits the die. And if you look at this, you can see one side, and this is obviously straight up and down. You can see one side is struck very, very well, and you come over here and there's basically no strike. And that's because when I hit it, the hammer was tilted left. And you can see that where the force of the hammer hit, you got this really, really, really nice strike.
And you were striking steel.
Yeah, this is like 1095. So it's going to be a harder metal than you would for silver. But you get to see how it's actually fairly difficult to strike a planchet where the hammer, strike that anvil die, right? The hammer die. It's really hard to actually hit that square where the hammer is flat. And if you watch the video, I do two of them. My son did one. My son's turned out far better than mine did. He had a much better a way of doing it. I gave this a pretty solid whack. And you can see, again, great strike on one side, but I definitely tilted my hammer one direction. So what do you have to do when you screw up the first time? You go back. And so here's the other one. You can see now it was better. I was closer, a much more nicer hit. However, I was still leaning to the one side. You can see the lightness down there. And one thing that was fun about doing this is as he was kind of doing this and we were going through, he was talking about how people who were really good in this became in good favor with the king, with the crown. Because again, if you could strike solidly and well and have nice, good impact and have nice, even strikes, you saved the effort of melting that back down and then reforming the planchet, weighing it out, and then having to strike it again. So it was a matter of...
How big around were those, Frosty?
They're about this, a little bit bigger than a quarter.
Well, you should just get a old quarter,
Huh?
Good morning,
like a
Kevin.
tall quarter, and try it. So
Well, but again,
for experimental reasons,
this-
so
yeah,
how
but-
hard you had to hit it.
This was, again, he was out there for other people. You don't want to have a whole bunch of silver
No, I
players
agree.
that you're going to turn out. So,
Yeah.
but this is the one that my son did. And if you can see, he had a way better strike, like way better strike than I did. His was almost perfectly flat.
He's
And-
got those youthful arms.
Yeah.
Can you
but-
only hit it once?
Well, and if you look at this one, and this is where I look at the back, you can see it's actually double struck.
It bounced.
But no, it's actually
Oh, he
double
hit it
struck.
twice.
And if you look, you can see that it's actually
Just moved a little bit.
very slightly, and you can see it in this area right here. You can see it right there. You can see it in the tops. You can see it here. Where
I saw more. Go up.
Yeah, to the letters right there.
Yeah, right
Yeah.
up there is where I saw it the most.
right, and so this was actually struck twice. You see it really, really well in the star there. Right now, a lot of people would go, "Oh, that's a double die." No, this is not a double die. This is a double struck coin, and they fundamentally look different. But what I like about this was as my son was doing this, and as we were kind of looking at this, he looked at me and he goes, "Repunched mint mark," and I was like, "Exactly." Like he figured out the repunch mint mark by doing the activity, and it was a lot of fun. It was really eye-opening. That's my camera. My camera is reversed. That's my camera. But it's because StreamYard reverses this, and then it's reversed on the thing because of I didn't fix it. No vote for Pedro. The planchets are not silver. Like I said, he had a bunch of them, and he was trying to show people just the general process, because obviously he's going to give these away. And if you have 50 people come through, that can get pretty expensive pretty quickly.
I want one.
So what we're going to do, we're going to connect and meet some more. But he works with Scorpion Metals. And Scorpion Metals, if I'm not mistaken, is the one who actually engraved the die pair and created the sleeve. And he's going to connect me. We're going to work out to this. I'm actually going to get myself a hammer die. We're going to walk.
Frostbyte coins hammer die?
It actually will be, yes. And it'll be basically the same design as what's on my poker chip. There might be something different. I might put like, PD, D, S, C, CC, and have all the various mint marks and stuff like that. I'm not sure exactly what I'll have on the design, but what was cool here is, like I said, when we did this, my son was like, "What happens if you strike it twice?" And he's like, "Well, go ahead, do it. It'll bounce. It'll shift ever so slightly." And so he did, and clearly you can see, there's still a little bit. It wasn't perfect, but you can see in every point of this coin that it shifted and rotated. But again, this is double struck. This is not a doubled die. And so a fun little...
Hammered.
Huh?
Double hammered.
Double hammered, yep. Which is like a couple of friends when we go to a bar. Yeah, but again, it was a lot of fun. And Check Stacker is extremely knowledgeable. I got to meet somebody else called Check Bros, social media, Instagram, Facebook stuff, and they do a lot of Czechoslovakian, Bohemian style stuff. And he did a short, he's like, "You want me to say something about Czechoslovakian coins?" I'm like, "Fire away." And he talked about the taller and what happened and what was going, send it in for grading. I'll send it into IGC. There we go.
ICG. Yeah, send it into IGC.
ICG. I always say that backwards. But no, it was a really fun, it was a fun thing to do. And like I said, my son looked at me and said, "Repunch Mitmark." And I was like, "Exactly." And he now understands how those repunch Mitmarks would have occurred, or what would happen. Let's say something bounced, and the difference between the doubling and the die, which he knows the die wasn't doubled because we struck one with one that wasn't done and it didn't double anywhere. So we know it's not doubled. But when he did the strike, it was like, "Oh, I understand your repunch Mitmarks." So it's a really good lesson, a really good piece of information for him. And just, I had such an amazing time hanging out with Check Stacker and going to this Wurstfest and Oktoberfest and having, kolaches and
what the heck is a kolache?
Pretzel dogs and if you don't know what a kolache is, man, you better go check it out. But they had hand cut fries and pretzel brats and with the sauerkraut on top and really hot spicy mustard and oh man, just absolutely fabulous time. So
I can't eat anything that smells like a fart. I can't get it past my nose.
You remember the movie Roxanne?
Oh, with
Steve Martin.
Yeah, Steve.
Yeah,
Martin
that's a line. That's a line that he said in his. I couldn't get it past my nose.
So did you have the sweet kolaches or the savory ones?
The savory.
Yeah.
Ham-filled rolled cookie. That's what a kolache is.
Yeah.
It's like potatoes and meat and stuff, and they fold it into a pastry.
Yeah. So they're a lot of fun. There's a lot of different things you can do them, and depending upon what you put in them, they turn from a dessert to like a meal style thing, and then the name changes a little bit. But it was a lot of fun.
Vegetables.
Well, yeah, you can put potatoes and meat and veggies or whatever you want to put in them, and the name of the item changes, but they're essentially the same thing. But yeah, it was a lot of fun to hang out with Check Stacker. So again, if Check comes in, him and his wife are just absolutely, pierogi. There you go.
Pierogi. Hey,
Yeah.
I've heard that before. Was that Men in Black?
Yes, they go to the restaurant and they eat pierogies. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and so, but it's really cool.
From where I'm from, call them pierogi.
But the place we went to here in San Antonio was called Prost, and it's a little Bavarian German beer garden, and you go in, you can order food and
Prost is like cheers.
Yeah. But it's a really nice place. It's in La Vita, which is a kind of shop and event cultural center in San Antonio, and they have all sorts of festivals and stuff down there. So it was a great time. Again, to the Texas Czechoslovakian Historical Society, a huge thanks for allowing Czech Stacker and I to go out there and record the video and just chit chat with some people. And I handed out little poker chips to some people, and kids were playing around, and they talked about coins. Now they were in an area where there wasn't as much traffic flow, which was kind of sad. But it was great fun getting to hang out with them. And so make sure you go check out Czech Stacker, ask him about his Bohemian stuff, and quite knowledgeable about that. But there's going to be a video coming out where we recorded him talking about his entire thing. So that should be coming out shortly. And I'll be directing everybody to that when it does get released. But tons and tons and tons of fun. So wanted to do that, talk a little bit about that prior to getting into the arts on coins, because anytime you meet members of the community in person, it's always fun to, talk about your experience and some of the stuff you did. But I wanted to show you these coins and the double struck example, and so tons and tons of fun. I'm going to try and bring you more of this kind of stuff too. What do you say?
He said, don't mix beer gardens with midnight gardening. You might not remember where to dig later.
Well, you want to hear what's funny about that is that this is how they busted one of the guys from stealing from the mint, was his midnight gardening. Because he kept digging in his garden in the same place every night.
Oh my gosh.
That was kind of a telltale sign. Hey, what's up, Brooke? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. So let's go ahead and get into the actual topic of the day, which is this stuff. Now, if you're watching in the vertical stream, I'm actually going to zoom in a little bit and give you guys a little bit better image. So we're going to be focusing less on us and more on some of the photos. So today we're going to be talking about art on coins, and not necessarily hobo nickels. Hobo nickels are a thing in themselves. But there's all types of different art that you can have. And how did we come across this discussion? I was talking about something that fascinates me, thanks to Paula.
That's great.
Which was the introduction of the potty dollar. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what in the hell is the potty dollar? And showed you guys examples of it. We talked a little bit about that. This is obviously a modern one. Something that's been done. But when you look at these, there's a couple things that we want to talk about. First off is not all of these are authentic, right? Some of them are actually done on the coins, but some of them are just blanks made to look like coins done on CNC mills. Some of them are people who actually hand carve these things, but a lot of these are done through artist drawings, rendition, and then put on a CNC mill, and then
Some are
people CNC it out.
too.
Say again?
Some are cast. There's several Morgan, quote unquote, more hobo dollars that are cast.
Yeah, now we want to get into some of the realer ones, right? And there's some of these that are, this is a photo from Heritage Auction, and some of these are wildly expensive, and I mean wildly expensive. Mm-hmm. But when you're looking at these types of things, there's some things to look at regarding, the authenticity and stuff. But some of these are just really cool. Now, John Shank is saying that he likes the mechanical ones. The gentleman that I had done interviews with, he's done some of those. I need to follow up with him and actually close that off. I've actually got a couple people I've got to figure out and start organizing my projects better. I'm dropping the ball on some of these. But the mechanical ones are amazing. But you do have to be careful. If you're trying to locate an authentic hobo nickel, there are ways to go about doing this. There are people you can get a hold of. There's a whole society of hobos, hobo collectors, I should say, that you should connect with. And make sure you know your source when you're buying these types of things, especially if you're trying to buy authentic ones. But be aware that some of them run between $200 and some of the really, really nice ones from, what was his name? Bono or something like that. It's like a 4-letter word. I've got images of his. They run like $5, $8, $10, $12,000.
There are some old ones that are
Yeah,
very expensive,
yeah,
and some modern ones that are very expensive. But
yeah. So make sure you know. And again, if you get mixed in with a group of people, I think it's Burke. No, it's Bo. It's Bo. Yeah, thank you, Bo.
that's the old Carver.
Yeah, and so when you look, and I've got ones in here that actually is here, and some of those, holy smokes. Luther, love tokens. Again, a lot of those are people that carve stuff into them, or maybe they were counter stamped or whatnot to help their business, and you get a lot of the what was it, like the flowing hair, the seated style ones, the old pennies, the old coppers, even some of the French coins, because again, the French shared common design elements because of where we were in relation to France and the people who were designing the coinage, being back and forth between there. There's a lot
They
of,
grabbed whatever they had on them.
yeah, but it's the general time frame, right? And so, but they were their favorites. They definitely had some of their favorites. But yeah, seated dimes were some of the most predominant ones. Oh, Jack just put that in there right as I said that. Great choice of words. Yeah, there are lots of dimes and quarters and pennies and all sorts of stuff, but they're really, really cool. I don't know that I have a whole lot of photos of these, but some of these things, like
That's one of
this
the
one,
mechanical ones, right? Is that Wesley Bennett that did that?
this is a mechanical one. This is definitely not an authentic Morgan dollar. And when you look at some of these, some of them will say that they are, like Paula said, they are cast, or some people will say that they are, 925, or maybe they are, 1095 steel, or whatever they are. Some of them will let you know exactly what they are, and they're the more legitimate folks that are telling you, being honest with you about what it is that they have. But some of these are amazing. And if you guys go back and watch the last time that I did coin art, there was a gentleman who came into chat and talks about it. He has some amazing stuff. We actually went over his site. If you go by his site and you buy something, you tell him that Frosty sent you, then he'll give you discounts. Like, he was really on board with this. I need to have him back in. Unfortunately, with all the stuff I had going on, I didn't have time to reach out to him. But some of these are really cool. This is actually an authentic buffalo nickel. This is more of a modern carving. And some of these things, you have the artist logo there under the 1937. But some of these things are just phenomenally done. And when you look at this, if you look at the area, hopefully, can you see my pointer? You can. Okay, outstanding. Down here under the neck, back in this area, you see all the tooling marks, right? You can see all the tooling marks inside here and around the face and down here in the cheek. And so they haven't done a whole lot to mask that. You actually see that this is handcrafted work. And again, just really, really cool stuff. I've included the names. This is Alexei Sebrov, created this in 2011. If they had their name attached to the photo, I made sure I left that. And then I will quote those out as I bring these up, because I want the artist to get the approval and the recognition of this. And again, none of these photos are mine. They're just to show some of the examples and stuff that are out there. Some of these are obviously not coins at all. You talked about ones that are cast. This is definitely something that's been cast. You can tell by the field, right? You can see all through here. You can see all through this area, this line. This is definitely something that's been cast. You can see all the little pitting in and around the rim. And so this is definitely not an authentic nickel, but it's a cool as hell design. I really like this. What's up, Woodsy? Good to see you. Luther Blankenship. Modern tools and vice hold coin helps them to better. The original hobo stuff was done while traveling town to town.
They actually offer, I think it's Summer Fun, a hobo nickel carving class.
At the A&A?
Oh, the fun show, and I think it depends. Yeah. It might even be every 6 months. It just actually depends on what is going on around the country.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there's a lot of these things, and some of these are very expensive. Some of them are not. But what's important is if you're looking to get something that's an authentic Buffalo nickel, read the descriptions very carefully. Sometimes the wording is kind of wrapped up in ambiguity. Sometimes they're like coin made with art style, and then they give the artist. But you look at them and you can see clearly that this is one of those ones that is cast. Now, this is the same artist. This is years later. So they probably carved this in whatever medium they did that and then poured it accordingly. I'm sure they probably have nickel style planchets that they create to put these on so they're the right dimensions and stuff. But again, you look at just the lettering here is not exactly right. It's off here, and then you see all this stuff around here that just shows you that it's been cast.
Buy from a reputable seller.
Yeah, but it's again still really cool stuff.
Buy from the artists themselves. That's your best bet.
Yeah, and Morgan dollars. Again, this is more of a religious one, talking about the sacrificing of Christ. This is was supposed to be the reverse of a Morgan dollar. Definitely not an authentic Morgan dollar, but amazingly neat designs. The stuff that they put in. You look at the denticles and you can see that the denticles have some issues. They're not perfect, but again, you can see some of the markings. It's cool stuff, but I think this is mechanical too. I think this has a mechanical application down here at the bottom. You can't see it because
the artists actually put their initials on them too.
Yeah. So, but really cool stuff, and you can get down into the rabbit's hole. And this is all exonumia, right? This is all
Yep.
this is all cool stuff. Now, getting into, again, when you look at these, it'd be curious to see where some of these come from. But this one here is a mechanical one, and this is one that when you slide the little mechanism, and I don't remember where the mechanism is. It's right here at the top. There's a little mechanism, and when you push the mechanism down, it shows that there's nothing here. However, when you reach in and you pull that mechanism up, the Holy Grail pops out. Amazing craftsmanship, amazing detail, and just there's some really neat stuff in this. And this is an aspect of the hobby that people go, well, this isn't numismatic. It absolutely is. It's just a different form of numismatic. It's exonumia, but it's all part of the triad of numismatics. This we're getting into. These are more modern ones. These aren't the old ones.
No, that's the old one, isn't it?
Is that? Maybe. I don't think so. Is it?
think so.
I think so. I've got one in here that looks like it's old, but it's not. It's a replica from 2023. I'm not sure if it's this one or if it's the other one. But anyway, these are in the old style. Yes. I have been a bad girl at Castle Anthrax. Yes, that's a really beautiful take to the Holy Grail, Monty Python, and Castle Anthrax. Yes, and his brothers came in and rescued him. I don't need to be rescued.
Pretty penny for some of those old hobo nickels.
Yeah, and then what's cool about these is, again,
some links in the chat.
This is one of the ones, and that picture did not turn out like I wanted to. Let's get
more modern.
Yeah. This is one of the older ones. This one came from Heritage Auction. You can see really nice detail, residual here, that rim, miner's hat, really cool stuff. But yeah, there's almost always, and sometimes they would do just the obverse, and sometimes they would do the reverse. And the obverse is the one most people know, but there's a lot of people who did the reverses of these. Again, more modern style. But
I put some links in the chat too for people from the Hobo Nickel Society. They can actually track old carvers and new carvers.
We'll just throw that up real fast. So it's good for people to be able to see this. But again, you can go through and you can see the various names and look at some of the information. This is a really great resource. I'm going to make sure that I throw that into the other chat as well. And I'll be putting this link in the description below as well, so you can track that. But if you're looking at doing this, again, it's extremely important that you go through a trusted source, because you can spend big money for some of these and it not be authentic at all. So, yeah, cool stuff. Thanks for sharing that, Paula.
Yeah.
And again, different styles. These are more new ones, but you can see here that they have dimes, various nickels. Some of these are really, really nicely done. This is one of the examples here. Zoom in a little bit on that. This is an example here of somebody who took the buffalo and did some stuff on it, kind of etched in the wings a little bit. Again, looking at the design here, this goes way out past the rim. This is, I don't know that this would necessarily be fully buffalo, because that goes out way too far. So that metal's been pushed into that area. That's not the actual design, but slight modifications, but it's really cool to see this stuff. But here's, I actually like this dime. I want this dime. Check it out. Yeah, fun stuff. And I like a lot of the ocean stuff. Some of the people that did this stuff did some sailor stuff. It was cool.
That reminds me of I Know What You Did Last Summer. For you horror movie freaks like me.
Yeah, John, talking about mechanical. This is obviously more steampunk than it is mechanical. But again, this isn't primarily a US thing. You see people all over the world. Is that where buffalo wings come from? Mike wants to know. That's funny.
Steampunk is a very popular design genre. I don't know what you
genre is the right word. Yeah.
Yeah. For hobo carving, it's very, very popular.
What's up, Azure? How you doing, brother? Yeah, and we'll get into some of these, because there are some of these that are truly mechanical, and some of the quality. One of the ones that the gentleman showed last time he was on, and he was just in chat. He didn't come up live. He was just in chat. but one of the ones is included in here, and it's the one with the bug's wings that open up, and that's his design, and they're freaking phenomenal.
Yeah.
But again, this is one. This one actually comes from that chapter of the hobo nickels. You can see it tells you what chapter that put this on their group, because there's multiple chapters depending upon where in the United States you join. So this will tell you that it's chapter 5, but again, just some amazing stuff and some of the details. So Paula, you have a little bit an awareness of the history. You want to talk about some of the history of what happened and what was going on during the time frame of the buffalo or the hobo nickel and why they were doing it? Or do you want me to talk about that?
No, you talk about it.
Well, you like it as well, and you track this stuff, and I'm showing, so I can bring stuff up and show you guys things. But this started, again, neat stuff. It says hobo, but obviously it's clearly not a hobo nickel. But again, so you talked about the steampunk style stuff. It's extremely popular in this. But back in the day, you had the Great Depression, and people were trying to find ways to make money. And you had artists and people that were out of work, and there was the original people. And again, I'm not very good with the names. You'll have to help me with some of the original names. But people like Bo that were actually going through and doing this originally were teaching people as they were moving from town to town looking for work. And as they were going through, people would see this and it's like, oh, that's really cool. It's like, well, you carved it on a nickel. It's like, I'll give you 25 cents for it. I'll give you $1 for it or whatnot. And he found that people were buying these things, and he would go and carve these. And as they traveled, they would sell these, and it helped pay bills. It helped them eat, and it helped them do that kind of stuff. And they would use these for trade for things that they wanted as well. So it was a way for them to gain additional monies. It was there for a way to build a sense of community. And there were a group of people that were really, really adept to doing this. They were good with the tools. They were taught how to do this. And the styles changed as people continued. But if you really want to stay true to the original design, there is a very specific structure and format to some of these. Now, it's not to be confused with this kind of stuff. Okay, this is pure CNC. This is just something that's done where it's not even intended to look like coin art, but there's a lot of really neat things out there that are collectible, and you see this in silver. Now, one of the things that I want to warn about, we talked a little bit in another stream that I did about being smart with your investing and understanding that sometimes you're going to buy things that are way overpriced, and you're okay with doing that because you know the person that created them, but you may never get or realize the price back from those. This is one of those things. A coin like this that was designed, this dragon art pour, you're going to find this in a 2-ounce thing. This is a $200 round. And you'll never see $200 from this piece in a situation where you have to sell your stuff. The coin shop's never going to give you $200 for this. They might give you a little bit over spot. You'll get, a little bit of a premium because it might be something that they sell. Maybe they have a kid or something is interested, they might buy it. But if you're going to be doing stuff like this, you better have people that are interested in this that will buy it from you one-on-one versus turning your stuff in. But these are not the same things as what we're talking about as far as coin art. So you'll see these things, but this kind of stuff should not be engaged in your stacking strategy. This is more towards, just, hey, I like this, so I'm going to put it in my collection. Here we go. Here's some of these that are a little bit better, right?
Many of these carvers, the older carvers, the original guys, lots of them can be identified. They're their particular examples by their ears and their noses.
Noses were big. Yeah,
Mhm.
very the very large honker style was famous with some people. The hats too.
The hats. Mhm.
Yeah, different people have different things. Now, there's one gentleman that I was introduced to through somebody that I don't really follow much anymore. That charges these, and they're some of them are very cheap. You can get,
Brent Pearson does them by the hundreds.
and you get them for like
Brent,
$5.
yeah, and
Yeah.
there's always a BP
So hold on just a sec.
on the buffalo.
Let me pull you up real
I don't know
fast.
if you are going to be able to see it or not, but
Hold on just a sec. I'll pull you up. Nah, I can't see that. Too much glare.
yeah, let me take it out. But you can pick you can pick Brent Pearson hobo nickels up for cheap. He does them, like I said, he does them by the hundreds.
And I have a number of these.
But he's always got his. Let me turn this around. His initials on the.
Yeah.
There it is. On the buffalo right there.
Yeah, I didn't have time to go through all my stuff and find out where mine were, so I didn't pull any of mine out. I did the last time I was here.
Dateless.
But
he just buys the dateless buffaloes and just goes to town on them.
Yeah, so a lot of fun stuff. There's a lot of neat elements that you can find. Now let's get back to this one. Again, if they're heritage auction and they sold, obviously these are authentic. I think the pair of these went for more money than I care to spend on something like this. They were in the tens of thousands of dollars. Like some of these are extremely expensive. Now here is a couple of the pieces that the gentleman that I had on had done. You'll see a couple of these. Some of these are hand carved. Some of these are mildly inappropriate.
Is that one that's got the dagger?
There's one that has the dagger in it. Yeah, you slide the dagger in, and and it comes through the heart. There are lots of mechanical pieces. This one clearly has some of the mechanics inside of it pulled out. But there are lots of neat pieces. And this is, again, here's an example. I'm going to scroll in and bring this one up. This piece right here is an example of somebody utilizing the buffalo and carving the reverse, where the guy is sitting on the toilet, right? He looks like he's having a really bad day.
That is so great.
So, but some of these are just amazing, and the level of ingenuity, and again, these are all various. Some of these are authentic. They're all nickels, but some of them have been CNC'd. Some of these have been actually carved. These are all authentic nickels. They're on some of the sites for the newer ones. But it's just amazing to see some of the talent. Now here's one. This is the one that he talked about. I actually pulled this one up last time, where you have the mechanical and the mechanism here. You could see the spring where the hand goes up and the hand actually clenches the handle of the sword. So on the other side, as you pull the thing down, you can see the mechanism comes up and his fingers open up, and you can actually have him grasp his sword. These mechanical ones, I know John Shank said that he likes some of these. These are pretty wicked. These are pretty cool.
You're going to pay for them too.
Yeah, some of them are very expensive. I looked at doing one of these. It was another piece, and I'll show you here in just a minute. This is another Darwin. Darwin was another famous person that carved these, carved both sides of these. I'm sorry the image isn't a little bit more cleaner in here, but some of the images from people are, years and years old. So I don't have the best quality images. I love this one.
I love that one.
This,
The original Popeye.
yeah, the old sailor, crusty sailor man, being Navy. I like the old corncob pipe and just that old crusty look. And so there's a lot of different things. Hey, Check, what's up, bud? You missed this first part where we talked about hammering the little coin blanks that you had and what we did, and let everybody know. That was a ton of fun yesterday, brother. It was great seeing you and meeting your wife. And again, you guys make sure that you are subbing up Check Stacker. Go check out his channel. It is here. And so let's, that's Frosty in 3 years. Thanks, Pedro. Thank you.
3?
He's already telling me what he thinks I look like now. That,
Pedro, you're such
Hey.
a brat.
hey, honey, schedule me a facial, please. She just yelled, what?
Or 2.
Laser treatments, here I come.
Oh my.
All right. Well, I know what Vote for Pedro's going to have to put on the Wounded Warrior thing. He's going to have to put laser treatments. I'm going to have to bid on it.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, Check. So there's Check's link. Make sure you go check out Check Stacker. And again, we'll be dropping a video. That was tons of fun. So great hanging out with you yesterday, brother. Again, some of the older ones I want to get to. That's not the one. This one is a CNC machine one. They're very clear about this one is not an authentic Morgan, but this is Picasso, a modern take of a Picasso. I think this is a cast piece as well, and then they've done some CNC work on it. But it is some of the details in this. If you're an art fiend, like this is something that Bifrost would love. This would be one of those pieces that she absolutely adored. And so we'll be looking into these, but like this one, holy smokes, I think this one was like $1,500. Some of these are extremely pricey. Kennedy, Bicentennial. And here's here's the one that I was talking about on the right. This is the Scarab. Yeah, this is obviously taken from the magazine Art Insider when they interviewed him. For those of you who are in vertical mode, I shifted that over so you can see this a little bit better. But the guy that I had on, those wings open and close. And there's a little mechanism up there where his thumb is, or where his finger is. No, it's on the bottom where his thumb is. And as you push that in, you can get those wings to open and close. Fabulous craftsmanship. Fabulous craftsmanship. Now, the one on the left here, you can see this is, one of the articles that they did regarding this. You can see that this is clearly bimetallic, so they've actually brought other metal in and look at that. So there's a lot of different things that you can find on this. And again, the thing, hey, Eric, I have 5 memberships. Thanks, bud. I appreciate you dropping that. David G, Sloppy Stacks, Apita, Teacher. Teacher's going to be happy. And then Deep Stacker. Outstanding. Well, thank you so much for that, Eric. But I'm gonna reach out to him and get him back on. We have tried to coordinate something. He's primarily on Instagram, and we're gonna try and coordinate some time. I've just got to reach back to him. Like I said, I've got to be better about coordinating stuff. I've got so many ideas and stuff that I'm trying to bring you guys that I'm squirreling myself. I've got to be better organized. I love this one. This is one that was designed. It's actually done for a group of people. This was done for a series of people who worked out of Utah, if I'm not mistaken, that work in the quarries pulling up dinosaur bones. So if you go look up the archaeologists and the people who are looking at, and I don't, paleontologists, that's the word I was looking for. So this one was a custom piece that they did for the paleontologists to try and do stuff, and they were talking about the various sites and stuff. And it's really cool. Some of these signify very specific events. Some of these, a style of the artist. I just think they're cool as hell. Here's a great example of two of his pieces. Just absolutely, the two pieces together, you can see the little mechanism. Oh yeah, it's up at the top. And you can see when you push that down, I'm going to zoom in a little bit more here for you guys on the vertical stream. You can see that when you push that little lever at the top down, the wings open. And then what's there, the actual gold inlay that's there, and that is gold. That actual inlay is covered. And you see the little scarab skull. The wings actually form that skull. So when the skull is separated, you don't actually see the skull-based image, but when those wings are closed, that's there. This guy does phenomenal work. These things are extremely expensive. I think this one is around $700-800. But he's got a whole series of them. Excuse me. I'll share more information, and as I go back through and pull some of the stuff out from the other stream that he posted, I'll be putting that in the chat or in the description as well. But this is a really good example of some of the work that he had done, and it's just absolutely fabulous. I like photography. I'm good with editing videos. I can come up with stuff like this, but this artistic stuff like this, it just eludes me. And so to see this level of craftsmanship, and we talked about pouring silver and, Ringmaster Ray and people like the guy who did this pour. And put it in front of Tiger. Oh, I don't even have it up, so it doesn't matter. You guys can't see it. Supreme Ginger Stacker did a really nice pour for me. That's really cool. Looking at Big Red Bullion and what's his Tomalov or Tommy? I think it's Tomalov or something like that.
That's a microscope.
Can't remember. Yeah, but I'm trying to remember what his name is. Anyway, he does the little like micro lions and stuff like that. Can't remember. Got a ton of his stuff.
Oh, Tomoko.
Tomoko, thank you. There you go. So lots of really cool stuff. I got one of his frogs. He sent it to me. And Paula understands why the frog is important in my world.
Tomoko.
But yeah, so some of these people, I appreciate art. Obviously, supporting my daughter in her endeavors to do stuff like that. But lots and lots and lots of neat stuff. Now, these things are something that are fairly new that have popped up on the scenes. And
really new.
Say again.
Oh, that's cool. Puzzles. Yeah, they're not that new.
Puzzles.
Well, I mean, they're not that old. These are things that I've Dean was such an amazing person. Yeah. But it's one of those things where, there's all sorts of things you can do. Now, you can find these that are not real coins. You can find these that are real coins. And I talked with a gentleman that actually does these, and he uses a little jeweler saw.
Yeah.
And and they just go through and they kind of draw out a little pattern and very, very, very lightly scratch out the area that you want to go in. And they spend a lot of time, and you can see on the edges of this particular coin areas where you have vice marks, where they've kind of maybe gripped it a little bit too tight as they were doing this. But they're absolutely fabulous pieces. And some of these pieces, like this one, are extremely small. And
I like
so
the ones on the quarters.
Yeah, and they have this one's
I've given those away before on the big show, the coin puzzles. Michael Kittle Rare Coins donated some of those to the big show at one time.
Yeah, these are really cool. I think this is going to be one of those things that I'm going to have to get for Bifrost.
Yeah.
Every time I see one, I'm like, oh, you know what? I haven't really done that. But it's amazing what people can do. And again, when you talk about numismatics, there's so many aspects to collecting. But again, it's very important that you understand who you're going through and understand that, if you're not careful, you can lose some serious money. Again, just tons and tons of different styles, different types. And
I like the old stuff. I like the love tokens and the old hobo. I like the stories behind some of the stuff. The modern stuff is cool. Don't get me wrong. It's like really cool, some of it, but I really like the old.
One thing I would love to have been able to do, and you guys know I love the stories themselves. I would have loved to have been able to sat down with some of these people and just heard the story, listen to them tell their story, why they happened to carve one of these. Kevin Rose says lots of time and saw blades. Yeah, tons of time trying to create those
with
things.
The hobo nickels, a lot of their stories weren't happy ones.
No. There was a gentleman, I was reading an article, and this was, I think, when Paula first introduced me to the Hobo Villanova, whatever the hell that word is, society. And I was reaching out trying to find out more. Say again?
The Bibliomania.
Bibliomania, thank you. It's kind of like the numismaticist. But when talking with them, they were like a lot of people. If you're looking at pairing a lot of imagery, like if you're going to do something, see, like if you're ever going to do a series of imagery, like if you're going to do a short or something, you're going to have to pair it with blues music. And I was like, why is that? She goes, because it's the same general attitude and story. They're somber stories. Most of them aren't fun. They're hard lives. They're sleeping in the cold and traveling from town to town and get out of here, you derelict bum. What are you doing here?
They're not bums, they're hobos. They're different.
Well, but a lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah.
There's not fundamentally a difference. You see somebody that
they're traveling,
travels
they're
and
not
works.
driving.
Yeah, but again, it's one of those things that there were a lot of stories, and a lot of people were misunderstood, and their intent for being there. So, yeah, some of these were very sad and very somber, but cool stuff. So, if you want to know more about this, again, the links for the Hobo Society is in chat. I'll make sure that I put those in the description down below. And I'm going to go ahead and bring all of us back up so we can just all do general chit chat. I'll leave this photo here. Matter of fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to actually change this because I want to show this one. I love.
A Van Gogh, eh?
Yeah, this is a beautiful piece. I love this piece. And we'll just leave this, so this is kind of here, just so you guys can see this. On the vertical side, I'm going to bear with me while I adjust the screen dimensions so that you can see us all again. Yeah, so yesterday we were talking about the potty dollar, and we were talking about that, and you guys said you wanted to see art on coins. So again, just pulled some photos together and just general chit chat and talk about some of the stuff that's out there, talk about a different facet of collecting, some of the stuff that you can do that's still tied to numismatics. And yeah, lots of fun. So that's his good side. Yeah, he'll hear you better there. But do you guys have any questions? Not necessarily tied to this art on coins, just in general. You guys have any questions? Or I know Mike and Matt are going to be, well, Mike's always in Chicago, so I can't say that he's going to be in Chicago. He's always there. But they got the big coin show that's coming up there. They're going to be there.
I'm so sad. I want to be there. They've got a meet and greet they're going to be doing. Be there.
So what else?
Offer a scholarship.
Well, Paula, you just went to a coin show yesterday, right? Tell us about that.
I went to the Caveman Coin Club coin show yesterday.
Caveman. You remember that?
I know. There was like 10 tables. It was tiny. It was tiny, but bless their hearts. I'm going to join their coin club. They meet once a month on Thursday. The guy was so happy. I was telling Eric and Frostbyte that when I brought a bunch of Kaneka applications and my business cards and some old Aeroscope magazines and set them out, and I told him, I'd love to do some presentations for the club and stuff. But he was so happy. He said, he said, we had a cookout. We have a cookout every summer. And this year we had 37 people. 37 people at the cookout. Bless their heart. It's so cute. But yeah, he did say that they have kids in their club, and yeah, I'm I think it's going to be fun, and I would love to, maybe help them grow it a little bit. And not a single person at that coin show knew what Kaneka was. Not a single person knew what Kaneka was.
How many of them knew what the ANA was?
I'm going to have to change that.
I'll bet you half of them didn't know that the ANA existed.
Probably not.
No, like I said, I've been doing kind of a survey through my broadcasting, and a lot of people, it's like they don't have a clue about it.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it's pretty funny. So anyway, yeah, and as much as like you guys think that I'm like really outgoing and everything, and I am kind of outgoing, but doing stuff like that is really stepping out of my comfort zone. So I mean, yeah, it was interesting. I kind of just went in, I introduced myself, I did my little spiel, walked around, looked at everybody's tables, and then just left. I said, "Oh, have a great show, everyone," and then I just ducked out. I wasn't. Anyway, hermit with an attitude. That's me. But yeah, it was interesting. It was interesting.
So you say something that's really important, right? And this is why community engagement is there. There's a lot of people out there, and Paula happened upon something that's very small, not necessarily uninformed, but probably underinformed. And there's a great opportunity for her to get in somewhere and really push out good, solid information and give this group a good, solid basis for numismatics. So what's good here is that, we kind of laugh and joke, haha, this mom and pop little thing, tiny thing, whatever. But there's such an amazing opportunity here for education and information, and potentially turning something into a little bit larger, something where people are more knowledgeable. So there's some great opportunity here. Yeah. And so I think it's cool, right? And I've gone to places, and granted, big shows are fun. And the reason big shows are fun is it's like, ooh, I've read books by that person. That's what Mike and Matt were talking about last night, right? Oh my God, I read books by that person. I'm going to go say hi.
And big shows are great if you are, like I said, the kind of person I am, where it's, I like big events like that because I can almost disappear into them. And I know it sounds weird, but the bigger a coin show is, the less conspicuous you are.
That's right.
At this event, like I had my live coin Q&A hat on, I had my Kaneka shirt on, I was given this spiel, everybody was kind of staring at me. Yeah, I smelled like a vanilla cookie apparently.
Well, you could smell worse.
Well, I'm not even going to say anything there. I don't know why people are smelling the cookie, but
I don't know. I was told I smelled like a vanilla cookie.
interesting.
But yeah, I mean, it was fun. But it is a great opportunity to get some education for these people. And I'm going to be talking with Greg Bennick this next week. I actually, if you guys don't know who he is, I had him on the LiveCoin Q&A. He does a lot of stuff for Kaneka. He does a lot of their error, like, I don't know, educational stuff. And he's got videos out on the ANA's website or YouTube channel, and he's going to be helping me get plugged into doing more shows for Kaneka. So that's going to be exciting. I'm excited.
Okay, Luther asked a question, and I know he asked this in general, but you are probably the best person to answer this. Are die errors on press cents, your elongated cents, the souvenirs, are they collectible?
Of course.
And the answer is yes. There's an entire society regarding these things, and you want to know?
Asking if errors on them by themselves, or in general, if elongated coins are collectible? Elongated coins are extremely collectible.
I say this every time I go to my local coin shop, and the first thing out of the guy's mouth at the counter is, "Did I join the elongated cents?" Because somehow he's involved in it big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then did you get your granddaughter? I did buy my granddaughter one about 4 years ago, and
That's on coins as a split die list.
yeah, every time I get them, I either send them to Paula or to my granddaughter.
Yeah, I mean, you can find off-centered.
There's old
rolled.
years
they're
and
not
years.
struck. They're rolled.
Oh, hold on. Let me show you guys something. You guys know Rain, no? You guys know that name?
Who?
And they're actually done with dies. Yeah, Ramno.
He just sent me a photo and says, I got one you might like. Come check this out. Let me pull. Yeah, no joke, right? Let me show you this. That tells you a little bit.
They are dies. I just said that, Luther. Yeah, they are dies that are done to make them, used to make them. One-sided dies typically. Some of them are two-sided, but.
So let's do this really quickly. And
these were sent to me by Farm Dog. Thank you, Farm Dog.
Farm Dog's
the same one. I think that's the same one I just stuck under mine.
Check this out.
Ooh.
You guys recognize that? That is a commemorative half. That is the Monroe $50. One of the worst reverses in all of coinage. But if you see, they've actually turned them into ladies.
Oh my gosh.
They've actually turned these into ladies.
That's great.
Yeah. But it's this reverse, if you guys have ever seen this coin. This is one of those ones that I go, oh my God, what were they thinking? Like who approved the design in this one? This is one of the $50 series. I don't like. I can't stand this.
That being said, did anybody watch was it a CCAC meeting the other day?
No, I couldn't bring myself to watch it.
They had people from Marvel basically say, hey, why don't you let us put some input in what to pick?
Oh, for crying out loud.
And a couple of the people were like all into it, but basically, no.
Aren't they doing like a Supergirl?
They're doing Green Lantern, Supergirl, and something else. There's 3 or 4 of them that they're doing.
I don't even think that any of my grandkids even know who Supergirl is.
Well, that was a long time ago.
That was like lasted like 5 minutes or something.
Hey, Raymond, thanks for sending those photos. That's really cool. I see too many of those
Morning rain, no.
on the
That's really cool.
commemorative.
They couldn't have picked a better coin to do that with.
Yeah, it's very well done. That's pretty neat. I appreciate you sending me that. And folks, this goes for all of you. If you guys have questions and you guys want to send stuff, we can troubleshoot issues or help you understand stuff. Or if you want to show stuff off, send photos to me and reach out and let us know that you're going to do that, and then we'll try to bring those up. Obviously, I always look at them before I promise you that they'll be online, because I've had people say, "Hey, check out this coin," and I'm like, I can't show that. Maybe at 2:00 in the morning, but
Brothel token.
There you go, Frostbyte. There's your new stream, Coins
No.
After Dark.
Brothel token.
brothel tokens, yeah. So,
Oh my
but
God. Let me see if I can find.
that's a really cool piece. I don't know why I took that down. I meant to leave that up. I just unfortunately dropped it down. So, but yeah, there's some really neat pieces, and it's amazing. You can get down the rabbit hole when it comes to the art on coins thing,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it's quite interesting. What's going on, Larry? How you doing, bud? He always calls me Professor.
Oh,
Hold
look,
the
I found my yodeling pickle. It's broken.
battery's dead.
It's broken.
The battery's dead. Yes, and you heard that right, folks. That is Paula saying that she has a yodeling pickle.
I'm a yodeling pickle. What the heck?
So, well, did you guys enjoy this? I know there haven't been tons of people in the stream. It's been the numbers have been low.
Well, today's
But again, sometimes I want to do what you guys want to see, and if this is the stuff that you like, then I want to share and talk with you guys about that kind of stuff.
I wore the pickle out. I did.
Again, another conversation I won't elaborate on.
Stop it.
I'm talking about a vanilla cookie and her wearing out the pickle. We've got issues, folks. Paula needs to go to church. Denny's a cool cutout pick, Frostbyte.
Look at that monstrosity.
What is that?
It's a coin ring. I can't wear it. It weighs like 100 pounds.
$50? Was it $50?
Oh, I think it's a Morgan.
Oh, all right.
That's really thick.
Yeah.
For a coin ring, that's really thick.
It's really thick. It gets stuck on my finger.
Hey, Kevin, I have a problem with talk to text. Talk to text makes me sound even more like an idiot.
Oh, ever since the last update on my iPhone,
It's
just stupid. Oh.
Azure, you sicko.
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh my gosh.
So you know what, Eric? Now you got me thinking about this. I might actually have to put something together, because I think that would be hilarious.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe
I have some brothel tokens. Of course I do. Why wouldn't I?
Well, we're gonna have to chat. I'm getting notices of
Odd coin PM Frosty, Jack says.
Oh, he did that's pretty cool. Let me pull that up. Jack just sent me photos, and anytime
I'm
Jack
going to be doing something with Mike. I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about it, but I'm not gonna. If he wants to, he can. But soon. Oh, Mike, soon we're just gonna hang out and be us, fawn over each other like we usually do. Oh, Mike.
All right, so let me throw this over here. Unfortunately, It's not letting me zoom into this, but this is, oops, wrong one.
This day is just going.
So let's bring this up. Jack just sent me these photos. This is, what did he say? This was his 1798 large shent stuck over a druid token.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, that's neat stuff. And you can see some of the outer designs here and through here, across down here. Yeah, that's really cool.
Very cool.
So what does the druid token look like? There you go. And this is where layovers.
I collect those too.
Yeah, this is where layovers or overlays are extremely an important tool for you to identify things like this, and yeah, really cool. This was what you were seeing, that scrolling pattern that I was showing you on the other side of that coin. That's pretty cool, Jack. Yeah. Now, is that still a token? No, it would be a coin. Because it was common practice back in this time frame to use other people's coppers and just strike over the other stuff. So that is the
Tons of the early South American coins are struck over other country coins.
Yeah, because again, copper and stuff was planchets were hard to create and getting them right. And so when things got kind of worn down a little bit, it was really easy to just take those and utilize those to produce your own coinage. So, oh man, uh-oh. We have problems. Look who just showed up. What's up, Jack?
Hi, Jack.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. How are you?
Yeah, so Mike's right. It's actually both. You want to talk a little bit about that piece?
Nope, I guess not.
I was just about to say, apparently not.
He'll be back.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Now I
had an
can.
echo going on because I had it on both sides, and so I was hearing this echo.
Oh.
Good morning, everybody. Yes, this is the only one known, the only one certified that is over a druid. And as Frosty was saying, back in the day, the mint was struggling to find planted stock. They used a lot of tokens, especially for half cents. They used tokens for some of the large cents. This is one of the only ones that's been known to actually be verified over a druid penny, or half penny actually. So yeah, I'll be taking this to Chicago when I go. It's just one of those things that the Condor guys just love this type of coin.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. And again, we were doing one with Chuck, and Chuck was looking at it. He was like, I wonder. And he started pulling up some other coins from the general time frame. And actually live on one of his streams, he actually broke down and found one of these, Eric was talking about it, the Central American coins that was struck over, I think it was a Colombian or something like that.
It was a Brazilian coin, I think, and it was struck over a Spanish real.
I don't remember what the mix was, but yeah, it's fabulous to see some of these things, and again, to be the only example known, that's a pretty cool thing. And this is yours personally, correct?
It is, and what's interesting is it came out of the Tom Reynolds collection, and it was identified as being struck over a token, but nobody took the time to actually identify what it was. And so I broke it down, and then I took the coin to a couple of the really good token guys at one of the coin shows, and went through the diagnostics, and it's like, oh my gosh, you're absolutely right. That's a druid. And again, it's the only one we know struck over a druid token. So very, very cool. Yeah, I love it. It's one of the few in my collection that's actually a genuine coin.
And again, you can see that kind of wreath edging around here, and then you can see some of the scroll stuff through here.
Yeah, and amazingly, the diameters were almost right on. So there wasn't a lot they had to do with it. It just basically went in and then it was struck over.
Yeah, that's really cool. And again, this is actually common practice back in this day. And so it wasn't just in the U.S., it was in other places. So very cool. Larry just sent me something. Let me pull that up. I don't know where he sent it to. He wants to know about this coin. This is not the same thing. Let's talk about this. He's like, what's up with his 5? Damage.
Yep.
Damage. That's all that is, Larry. That's just damage. Yeah, that's all that is, just damage. But that's a really cool coin, Jack. I always like when people have one of something. You know what I mean? Yeah,
Yes.
that's always a cool thing. What's up?
There you go.
Oops, it's not really showing. Come on, man.
Oh, that's cool. So
That's
that's the thing that struck over.
Yeah.
Those are really cool and really collectible on their own too.
Yeah.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah, Luther, it could be something like a gumball machine or something like that. Yeah. No, that's really cool. And again, the fact that he only has one. Now, it doesn't mean that there's not others out there. It's just the only one that's been identified.
Correct.
Yeah, because there's very likely
My favorite.
probably
grade.
more out there that just haven't been identified. But
A58, my favorite grade.
and why is it that you like AU58? You mentioned that yesterday, but what's your thought about that?
You get more bang for your buck because they're typically nicer coins, problem-free coins. They're nicer than a lower mid state typically.
Now, you guys.
You can get them for less money.
Now, remember, she also talked about having brothel coins, and one of the common phrases on that is you get more bang for your buck too.
Bang for your buck.
Nice.
Jack's like, what did I get into?
I do love the Condor tokens. I only have 2 of them, but I love them.
Yeah, fun stuff. So again, you guys, if you like this kind of stuff and you want to see more very specific information, and it doesn't matter if it's. I think we're probably due, Eric, for another coin roll search. I think it'd be fun to get
Whenever you're ready.
all of us together, pull out our scopes, and let's kind of just dig in and look at some coins. We'll do some more counterfeit stuff. We'll find a topic that people are looking at. We'll get Jack to come up and present some more stuff.
That would be great.
Trying to get more engaged with the San Antonio scene. So I'm going to try and plug in and take my camera. I've still got to finish a video. Unfortunately, they were doing work at the Alamo on the Texas commemorative. I will have a video that I wanted to finish doing that. So actually get out and do some live stuff and talk with local folks. And again, meeting Chuck Stacker yesterday and talking with him about stuff kind of reinvigorate that with me. So if you guys have suggestions about stuff that you want to see, or you guys have coin questions, ! Email will give you my email. You have to do it in a live stream. Or if you want to do it, go to my community page, go to the About Me, and the About Me lists my email. It tells you everything about what we try to do here. And again, it's about growing community. So, and I have a fun video coming out here in the next week and a half with the ACEF.
Nice.
When do you expect that?
I would expect probably 8 to 10 days. I've got editing to do, and then they obviously have to review it and give me the thumbs up. Is
That's
somebody
really
in the
cool, Frosty.
what's in the basement? I don't know what you mean by what's in the basement.
Ooh, something in the basement.
I don't see you. Are you supposed to be here?
Ooh,
He said in the basement. Oh, well, he's probably talking about something else.
uh,
He's having a
I must like if something's going like is my chat like way behind or something? Because
maybe.
like
I normally when you
something's
say
about
you're in the basement, you're talking about being live. So I was like, I missed the conversation he was having with Luther.
oh okay.
So yeah, so next week, I don't have anything planned yet. I will be doing that Monday, Tuesday. I'll throw the information up. If you guys have any recommendations or questions, please let me know.
I don't
Oh,
know that I'll be with you next weekend because I have my little
your
infusion
thing. Yep.
next week. So
No worries. So if you guys will do me a favor, keep Paula in your prayers as she goes
always
through
keep
that.
me in your prayers.
Yep. She needs it um, for more than one reason.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Well, so at the Alamo, I've actually reached out to. They tell me it's okay, and I've not been able to coordinate. But there's actually some old gold coins and some old artifacts and stuff that I'm trying to get access to. And one side of the group says I can do it. The foundation side and the owners are like, no. And so I'm trying to work on that. But I at least want to get down there. But they're doing some restoration projects around the Alamo. The statue that honors Sam Houston and Steve Austin. Um, that's not Stone Cold, by the way. Um, uh, they're redoing that. It looks really good. They've done a lot of great work down there. But I'm going to have to go down there either early in the morning or late at night to kind of get a really good feel and have some sort of quiet because it gets so stinking noisy there. So I'm petitioning them to allow me after hours access. Obviously, they have the Alamo guards there, the officers that stand watch, and so they would walk through. But to try and bring you something from there because it's here, right? There's a lot of great history, and a lot of people misunderstand what the Alamo really was. So I want to talk a little bit about that.
The wax
Show some
museum
of those
still across
articles.
the street.
The Ripley's, believe it or not, and the Wax Museum, yes, it's all still there.
Isn't that funny? You could
Yeah.
go to the Alamo and then cross the street and go to the Ripley's, believe it or not, and the Lady Trousseau's or whatever her name is.
Lady Terceau, yep. And there's a lot of weird eclectic stuff there. You can stand next to a life-size wax figure of the gravedigger. Yeah. But yeah, fun stuff. So there's a lot of things in the works to come out for you guys. So again, if you have stuff up,
chocolate at the Riverwalk,
well, so they have a Godiva one now.
or maybe that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Godiva.
So Godiva's there at most places. Had kind of got rid of some of these items.
Mexican restaurant. I don't remember what the name of it was, but oh my gosh, it's so good.
Yeah,
San
fun
Antonio's
stuff.
got a lot of good Mexican restaurants.
Oh, it was so good.
Yeah, there's a lot of Tex-Mex, and a lot of people get authentic Mexican and Tex-Mex mixed up.
I'm talking about the Tex-Mex. It's good.
We have some amazing Tex. I mean, it started here.
Puppy tacos. Oh my God.
Uh,
Like rack.
One more coin image. There you go. There's the coin image.
Oh, I love that one too.
Yeah.
That's actually the image that I had Bob Jillian do.
I was just going to ask you if that's a Bob.
Yeah, that's Bob's. It absolutely is, and it's, of course, that's my coin, and I'll have it in Chicago when I'm up there as well. I hope there's a lot of folks going to the Rosemont GACC next weekend. That should be a lot of fun.
Good to go.
I wish I could get up there to Chicago. It would be fun to look at the table. If you guys are going to be in and around that area, please go check out Jack Young's table. He's got a very large display that he's going to be.
Well, I actually won't have a table at Rosemont. I'm going to have a table in Indianapolis with Matt in November.
Indianapolis. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Indy. But I'll be circulating through the show here, and I might have a few coins in my pocket.
Yeah. So
I might be able to get you that polo shirt before that show if you want me to try.
Well, I was asking, but
for
I'm not
the one in November, right?
the one in November would be great. Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. In Chicago, I've already threatened Mike that I'm going to try to visit his coin shop. So we'll see how that goes.
know you need to.
what's up, Farm Dog? How you doing, brother?
Need to.
So, Jack, why don't you really quickly? This will be the last thing that we chat about today. Why don't you talk to us about this coin? What is the significance of this coin?
Absolutely. First of all, it's a struck counterfeit. And so it's one of the better struck counterfeits, one of the ones I call the very deceptive ones that really took me down the rabbit hole back in 2015. The coin was basically, dies were made from a genuine coin that had been repaired. So there's some diagnostics between that damaged coin and the struck counterfeits. I know of about 3 at this point that have been struck from those false dies. But I had a theory at the very beginning that the counterfeiters were actually buying some call large cents and using them as planchets, because I had found a friend out in a testing lab in Pennsylvania that had offered to do some metallurgical testing for me. And several of the coins I sent him that I knew were counterfeits came back as being absolutely correct for the era and for the metal content. So I bought this one from a friend, and it was really odd that it took me probably 2 years. And one day I was looking at some more images of it. And once you see it, you can't miss it again. And there's a star in front of the face. And it's like, oh my gosh, well, what's the star doing there? And then when you really get it under a microscope and really go through it, you find that it was actually struck over a call large cent. And so that star, and there are other details underneath of it. On the reverse, you can see there's doubling of 1 cent.
Yep.
Bob did a really good job. I told him to take a little bit of creative whatever here to kind of push the details that really show. And so he did that in this image. So he really made some of the things pop. So you can see the 1 cent over top of 1 cent. You can see the star. You can actually see Heart of Liberty off of the cap of the call large cent. And so it is the only one that I've proven that the counterfeiters actually did strike over a genuine large cent. Very cool. One of the best ones.
It
is. And of course, it's a TPG holder, and the TPG is not real happy with me, but it is what it is. But that's a showpiece coin.
I would love to have a print of that photo.
And he sells the prints. Of course, I spent the money for the images. I mean, the guy is amazing. I actually posted on my line how he did it. He actually showed steps. And the incredible thing is these are pencil drawings.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, there's no way. I mean, the guy is absolutely that talented. I just love it. It's great.
I have one of his on my
Have you ever seen Chuck's drawings? Chuck Daughtry's, Jack?
Yes. Quite the artist too.
Yeah.
No, I've not.
So one of my favorite, I've got a whole series. You know what? Maybe I need to do that one time. I need to have Chuck on and talk about art. I've got, I think, 8 or 9 of his pieces, but he has one that's Lincoln. And when you zoom into it, it's all different Lincoln cents.
Oh, that's the collage.
That's the collage.
Cool. It's all reprint mint marks.
It's absolutely fabulous. The details and the stuff that he does, and looking at quadrant art workings and how that stuff works, and he's quite talented. Maybe that'll be something.
It is on the site. Here, let me see.
I need to reach out to Chuck. Chuck and I have another idea for a stream, and we were trying to coordinate it, and I got sidetracked, and then he got sick, and then I got better, and he started working on his website. So eventually we'll get together.
Yeah.
His website's gonna be great when it's done.
Yeah, he did kind of a little demo and showed some stuff, and I'm really looking forward to seeing it complete. So, and if you guys don't know who I'm talking about, this is Chuck Daughtry from Copper Coins. So please go check out him, Eric, and him do coin reveals. You guys don't have anything going on today, do you?
He might. I don't know. I'm done for a week. I'm taking this week off. My wife's going out of town, and I'm going to work on my own stuff and fix and finish a house painting project that I have.
So
everybody will see me in the neighborhood as usual.
Yeah, so a lot of fun. If you're interested in copper coins at all, especially Lincoln Cents, there's not too many people in the world who are better. And so he basically wrote the book. So go check him out. You'll learn a lot of information from him. Very knowledgeable. And if you want to just kind of listen, he has a really cool voice, really nice. It's mellow, it's relaxing. You just sit there, watch him go through coins, ask him questions. He's very gracious with information. So go check that out. Very fortunate to have a lot of people who are just so stinking knowledgeable. I've been really blessed in that. Is that the tiny tiger, Paula?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got one too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Got a few of his Porsche. So, but again, if you're going to be supporting the artist,
I don't know if you have that.
Yeah, we can do things on Porsche too. We can do all sorts of stuff. I also want to get. I know Keevan's in here. Keevan and I have talked about some stuff. I actually want to. I want to do a session with Keevan, going over stones and putting stuff together, and have him actually put something together live and talk about what he's doing and stuff like that. So really engage the community. But folks, it is 10 o'clock my time. I've got Sunday is family day, so I'm going to be jumping off. I've got to send an email.
Yeah, see y'all in the neighborhood.
Yep. Eric, thanks for being here. Paula, Jack, thanks for popping up. Thanks for coming in. I know you had honeydews and stuff going on. So
just say a prayer that that Charlie Kirk's thing goes without a hitch, and it's peaceful, and everybody just comes together. So that's all I ask today.
I'd be praying for Paula for her procedure, that everything goes well, and she doesn't.
Just pray for Paula. Paula just always needs prayers. All right, you guys. Love you. Bye.
But thanks, Paula. We'll see you later. But thanks again.
Have a good one. Thanks.
See you later, Jack.
Bye-bye.
But again, folks, thanks for coming up and hanging out with us today. This is one of those things where, as we look at this hobby, there's a lot of different things that people are into. And whether it is numismatic, whether it's collectible stuff like this frosted flakes thing that Tiger and I both have, or the popcorn or whatever it might be. If there's something of interest to you, reach out to us, let us know. If I don't know anything about it, I will work to get the people who do on stream. So I will try and provide the best information that I can. So if you have serious questions, please reach out to me, ! Email frostbytecoins@gmail.com, send your request. And if you have anything that I can do for you, let us know. All right, folks. Well, again, have a wonderful Sunday. Again, Chuck Stacker, thank you for hanging out with me. I'm going to go hang out with family, go do some brunch, and get the rest of my garage fixed. All right, folks, take care. Be well, be blessed. Love you all. Have a wonderful Sunday, and I will see you guys